For resumes, I don't. I guess the Career Center does resumes. I'm trying to think on UC's campus, like what are the resources for resumes?
Career Center?
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know too much about like meeting with the Career Center. I know if you're in a program like that works with whatever they're called in Stager, formerly Propel, I know they do a lot of resume stuff too, but that tends to be more with just majors that have co-ops.
Sometimes I'm just not sure about which like bullet points to include for like research experiences, or I don't know how detailed to get, but.
Well, sometimes, like I was saying before, I mean, I really do have like a master resume where I kind of list everything. And sometimes I even, like, I create more bullet points than I ever end up using, because sometimes I'll just say things in a slightly different way. And I utilize, this phrasing for the thing that wants something, that's phrased in this way. And then I utilize this one. It's basically the same thing, but it's just like framed in a different way.
Okay.
So sometimes that can be a useful exercise to just kind of write that out, and maybe then you can, when you're sort of creating a general resume, then you can kind of pick the ones, the 2 or 3 or maybe 4 bullet points that best summarize what that experience was, especially while highlighting like what you managed to accomplish. But that's maybe, I mean, I'm not a resume writing expert. There are people who do that, and that's not necessarily me, but I would say the biggest thing that I see with students' resumes, they probably include too much information. Like, I think with a resume, brevity is always the best thing, because if you can keep things to 1 page, if you're 65 and you've had a whole bunch of jobs, then yes, a 2-page resume makes sense. But if you're 21 years old, and you've only been in college and you've had a few jobs or experiences, like, it doesn't need to be super lengthy. So I think being able to highlight is great.
I don't know if you guys do CVs. We do CVs in psych. And I've been told that like your CV should list like everything. Like any experience that you have, and that one should be longer, and then your resume should be more general. That's just what I've always been told.
We don't do CVs in CSD, so I don't know.
I have to have a CV if I want to apply to like labs or whatever. So like my CV literally lists like everything I have done.
Okay.
And then my resume is more of like, these are the jobs that I've worked.
Yeah, is there anyone in your department? Because I actually think like resumes can be so different from discipline to discipline or from field to field. I think it's useful if there's someone in your department who can help with that. Or if you have a faculty mentor in your department, just to have them review your resume. Because they'll know like what resumes in that field usually look like.
And
Yeah,
yours
that
is
might
interesting
just be a
because it's more
site-specific
research
thing.
than probably a standard student in your program.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about, because the CV might be useful for you.
Yeah, I don't know what a CV entails.
So mine has like, it doesn't have like
Mine
jobs that I've worked. It has research that I've done, and hold on, it has like,
engagement.
yeah, but it has like classes that I've taken, like relevant classes.
Oh, okay.
So I have that I've taken a research methods course, and
Okay.
that I'm proficient in SPSS, and that I've completed my city training, because those are things that they want to know, like when you apply to the lab.
That makes sense.
And like it doesn't have like my crappy food service jobs on there. And then like literally like every scholarship and award I've ever gotten, and the clubs that I'm in. It's like everything.
Cool.
Yeah, CVs I think do tend to be more thorough and like really, as you said, list everything like that.
Okay. That's good
There's
to
more
know.
sort of academic experiences particularly,
Yeah.
I think is what they
It's less about like
CVs.
job experience and more about like research experience
Okay.
and coursework and skills.
Cool. That's good to know. Thank you.
Which is why we have to do it for labs.
Yeah, I mean, I know sometimes with resumes, you can organize them according to the job or experience you've had, but you can also do them by like a skills-based resume if you haven't had as many jobs. So you can sort of highlight, like research experiences, then you can list if you've had multiple of those, or you can, but again, like I don't know if that's something that's recommended in certain fields, if there are people who would rather not see that kind of thing. It's just, that's the other reason I'm always wary to give advice about resumes, because it's so different from
I
place
think
to
your advice
place.
about reaching out to a faculty mentor and saying like, can you like forward me like,
Mhm.
an example of a strong resume in this field would be a good idea.
Yeah, I think taking advantage of, like, building relationships with faculty and then taking advantage of those relationships is a really valuable thing to do throughout college, because you need those people to write you letters of recommendation, right? I mean, if you're applying for graduate programs, like, they're great people to pick their brains about, like, what programs are good or what kind of experiences might be good to do so that you look better for graduate programs, so, yeah. So don't be afraid to make use of your professors in that way. Hopefully you have at least one or two that you sort of trust and know well enough that you can have those conversations with them. Anything else? We're at time, so I don't want to keep you up too late. But.
So now you at least know what role Cara is in. Like I was saying last week, doing research like this and having these wonderful experiences like this, you guys could really make use of the Office for Nationally Competitive Awards. So consider maybe doing a one-on-one chat with Cara and talking through what a good fit for you might be if you think you have any interest in any of these awards. Our next session is the 6th.
Yeah. So I was supposed to have a meeting that day and then canceled.
So that'll just be you all and me, and we'll just kind of practice with reflection and be talking through that now what piece that you should incorporate into your presentation. But in the meantime,
Is it July or end of
August, no, you got some time.
Okay.
Because I was trying to give you almost a full month in between our last session to where you're just researching and working on your presentation. I think it's August 2nd.
Okay.
But in the meantime, get a hold of me. We'll be right in the same room for that one too. So, sound good? Cool.
Thank you.
There you go. See you later.
Thank you.
I'm really on that email too.
All of these awards that say STEM,
Double check.
I'm so confused because technically psychology is a science,
Mm-hmm.
but no one ever thinks of it as STEM, and then I'm like,
I thought there were two people CC.
and then some people say that it's soft STEM, and I'm like, what is that?
No. I wonder, do we have any psych students last year?
What did I pick
Maybe
the
not.
stupid thing?
Like, anybody. For sure.
No, with the amount of effort I've put in, it is too late. It's too late for me.